All right, hello everyone. Welcome to Bridge with Ben. Another very special guest today joining me, Finn Kolesnik. We are continuing the expert play mode where I basically play with an expert player. Finn, I think you qualify as a bridge expert, so why don't you introduce yourself to everyone who's maybe not familiar with you?
Hi, so yeah, my name is Finn. I'm 21 years old. I'm a full-time bridge professional. Uh, I had a good year this last year. I played for the U.S. team and we won the world championship.
So I was pulling up, I was googling you, and I found this amazing Finn Kolesnik, aka the Machine. I really like that. And then, in case we didn't know how old you were, there's your ID card. But also, just Google you. There's a lot of details about you. I just lost my light. I'm gonna get that. But you can see very impressive. Probably the highlight was your Bermuda Bowl win last year. Would you say so?
Yeah, that was definitely the biggest win. I think the first event I won a couple years ago. The first big win is always kind of the most exciting, but I've had a lot of lucky wins so far.
It says you're known as a bridge prodigy. Would you consider yourself a bridge prodigy?
No, bridge nerd.
Also, importantly, you're not to be confused with a figure skater named Finn Kolesnik. I didn't know if you realized there was a figure skater with your same name.
No, I didn't know.
Well,
But I that's more of a hobby for me, not a profession.
I see. I see. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do a BBO Insta tournament match points play. And like always, we'll kind of walk our way through the hands and discuss as we go. So, uh, pick up this hand. Looks like this is a 17 count. Our partner is opened. Four triple three, never good. But partner's open a club, not able to respond to a major here. Are you thinking of introducing diamonds, jumping to three? No, making some kind of forcing bid. What's your call here?
Yeah, so this is kind of a classic problem. So in general, when our partner opens the bidding, we have two kind of easy balance ranges. We have four triple three, stoppers and all the suits, but a three no trump bid is generally going to be around 13 to 15. And then a four no trump bid, making a quantitative to slam, that's 18 or 19. So this hand, 16 or 17, is kind of a classic problem hand. We don't have an easy bid for it to go. Of course, a good 17 you can upgrade to 18, 19, but I wouldn't say this is quite there.
And sometimes the robots take four no trump as Roman key card. Yeah, they're going to take that as key card with clubs. You wouldn't play that at the table. You would make that quantitative.
I would play it as quantitative, but I mean, at the end of the day, I can always make a quantitative bid on my next round. I can bid a diamond and then jump to 4-0. So my thinking here is I'd probably start with a diamond, just kind of see where we are, because let's say partner bids two clubs. Now, once the source of tricks and clubs has been introduced, now I'm thinking we might make a slam. So kind of just see where partner is before making any decisions.
Okay. So a spade, and so most experts, I would imagine yourself, this would promise an unbalanced hand. So the robots do and will introduce a four card suit regardless of their shape here. So there's not much we can go on. But what are you thinking about now?
Yeah, I mean, our options are still kind of the same. I mean, this was, yeah, I mean, partners still almost unlimited. So, I mean, we could sort of screw around and bid two hearts, fourth suit forcing, see what partner has to say. But I will say it's not getting us, not getting us much here. So, I mean, again, we could just bid 3-0. I would probably bid two hearts, although I have found with the robots sometimes, it kind of gets
Yeah.
they go crazy when you do a little bit of a esoteric bid like that. So I think again 3-0 is okay, but at least at the table I would bid two hearts.
Yeah, at least the 3 no range here from the robots, 14 to 21, not very helpful. Mostly because 4 no trump is usually used for whatever suit they bid last as Roman key cards. So they would take that as Roman key card for with spades as trump. 3 no trump does look like a sign off bid, but that's something you're comfortable with here.
Yeah, I'm fine with 3-0.
Okay. I imagine we'll go all pass, and here we are. So dummy comes down with about as bad of a hand as you can get and expect. So it doesn't look like Off the top, we're missing anything in terms of slam. We're off the ace of hearts and ace of clubs. So what are you thinking about first here?
Well, yeah, so they let us spade. Looks like kind of a helpful lead. If we were playing at the table, we would be pretty confident that they have all of the spades. Against the robots, you can almost make the inverse um, thought because a lot of the time they're leading from a doubleton or a singleton spade here. So, at the table you would see, okay, they lead fourth best, and you can see there's only three higher cards in the five, the seven, the nine, and the queen. So we would think, okay, we have four spade tricks. Again, with the robots, I'm not so sure. So it looks like a helpful lead. We have, you know, two aces to knock out, and we want to be able to kind of set everything up without risking them setting it up. So I would first want to start by seeing what they played at trick one.
Yep. Okay. So play low here. The three is produced. So we'll just go ahead and win the eight here cheaply. And then,
Yeah, well, let's think about it. Let's think about it. There's a real argument to win the jack. While I did think it was possible, they were leading from a double ten. Now I think that they have the queen on my left. And so given they have queen fourth, it'll make our entries more fluid if we win the jack. We're not blowing any tricks, and that
I
way our
see.
spades will be unblocked.
I see. Okay. So we'll go ahead and win the jack here. And then are you looking to continue spades, set up diamonds, or another suit?
Yeah, we've got a couple of good options here. One theme and bridge that I think is almost always a good idea. Of course, there's times when it doesn't work, but it's oftentimes a good idea just to, if you can afford to run your suit, to see what they pitch. I think a lot of newer players misapply this concept because they see, okay, I'm in three no trump. I've got four tricks. Let me take my four tricks. No, no, no. That you're in no trump, you want to be building tricks. There's no point to take tricks you already have. The reason why it's a good idea probably to catch the diamonds is because they might let go of something that's useful for them and we might gain some information. So I think my plan here would be to run four out into diamonds and pitch a hard from dummy and sort of see what the opponents play.
All right. So let's do that. We'll cross over. And looks like that was a high low on our right. And we'll just
Yeah, and
continue.
of course, if we saw they were 5-1, we wouldn't need to keep
Yeah,
on cashing the diamonds.
of
We
course.
might we might switch routes.
Yeah, the robots just
We
kind
do
of
it,
pitch
do it.
randomly. I was thinking they were mostly on standard carding, but now we'll take the king of diamonds here, pitch a club. You still want to pitch a heart here?
I would pitch a heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, there's a
They pitch a spade.
spade. So that does look like maybe West led from a four card spade suit because both spades they played were lower than their lead.
Or yeah, or a three card is also
Yeah,
plausible.
that's true. Okay, so do you want to go after spades? Knock out the ace of clubs.
I'm just gonna knock out the ace of clubs. I think that that's can't hurt anything. Uh, Always a good idea. Knock out the ace. Here they might be able to make things more complicated if they ducked one, but as we can see, they did not.
Okay.
And they played it hard for us. And that was kind of the whole reason why we wanted to play like this. We want them to attack hearts for us. And now the hand is over. They played into our tennis into the king ten of hearts, so they're gonna take a heart and we're gonna take the rest.
Yep. Okay. So what you're basically saying is we can just duck this one, knock out the ace of hearts, and then we can pitch our spade on that king of hearts, and the clubs are good here.
Yeah.
All right.
For what it's worth, one thing I might have done, not I wasn't expecting them to duck it. I might at the table, I probably would have played a club to the jack and then a heart. It's very unlikely to work, but
Yeah.
every once in a while they might duck the ace. So I would have done that, but that doesn't usually work on the robots. So
Yeah.
that doesn't matter.
That,
Better to go to the next hand.
yep. Doesn't really hurt. So you see there, they led from queen fourth of spades, and everything else kind of played fluidly. East did not have a hand to write home about. Okay, so here we are on board two, 68 so far, and we have picked up a 19 count without a five card major. So I just want to open a diamond and see what happens here.
Yep,
Unless
I
you
would
want,
open a
unless you feel
diamond.
like upgrading this to two now.
Yeah, the thing, this hand is close. I like the hand. Yeah, I like the king, queen, 10, 9 of spades.
Yep.
The reason why I would not upgrade this hand is because it has no aces. I'd like, when I'm close between making an aggressive evaluation or going lower, oftentimes my number of aces is going to be one of my considerations. So, especially let's say you're at the one level, you're thinking, should I pass or should I open? Okay, take a look. Do you have two aces? Then make more aggressive. Here we have no aces, so I would definitely go low.
Okay. So let's go ahead and open our longer minor. A diamond goes two clubs and then double. This is a negative double. Robots say it promises 3-3 here. How do you play this double, and then what do you want to do as a response?
Yeah, I mean it's a double that is showing at the two level a pretty good hand. The one level doesn't show so much, but the two level negative double shows a pretty good hand. Um, they would usually like to have 4-4 majors ideally, but they don't have to. And for example, they might even just have one six card major, and they kind of they might want to get in there and make it double. And so it's not an easy spot with our hand. In general, my bid I would like to make is I would like to bid, three clubs and see, make sure we find our major fit. Here's the problem. They just overcalled two clubs on my left, and I have King Doubleton of clubs. So I really do not want this to be played from my partner's side.
Right.
So I don't have a strong feeling. What I might do is I might just jump to four spades because my hand is strong enough and my spades are so strong that even if partner has three-card spades, probably four spades is okay. It's definitely an unusual bid, and I'm okay with other options, but I really would like to protect my King Doubleton of clubs.
So let's just say you did bid three clubs. Would the priority of partner be showing a four-card major or trying to show a stopper in clubs?
It's a complicated question. These auctions are difficult. I think if they had a five-card major, they should definitely, or a six-card major, which they're still allowed to have. They should definitely bid their major. If they have, just like 4-4 in the majors and a club stopper, I would probably think they should bid the club stopper. And then, I mean, first of all, three no trump could be the right spot with our hand. We have a sort of no trumpy looking hand, but then we could always bid four clubs and partner might get the message and pick.
Let's look at. So it does look like the robots play this three no trump. They'll take it as 19-21. That is exactly what we have. So at least if they advance based on that, they're knowing kind of what we've shown is at least in the bidding is what our hand has. So three no trump by you, is that the your final answer?
No, I think I would bid four spade. I mean, they usually have 4-4 in the majors.
Oh, okay.
The thing is, my King Doubleton club is a nice stopper, but I need to get lucky because I need my partner to have a supporting club stopper, something like Queen third, or I need something supporting, and I also need to make sure they have at least one or two aces so we can set up our stuff in time. So I would just jump to four spades, but I don't feel strongly.
All right. Let's see how it works.
They say it shows five spades.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was a perfect example.
Yeah.
We have no hope in three no, and we have no play for the contract played from the other side. And here we have kind of an easy discard. So of course we ended up as it happens, we ended up in our worst major suit fit, but as long as they're not able to score a heart rough, it's not gonna make any difference.
Yep. Okay. So we'll just get started here following suit. It's interesting.
Yep.
All right. Well,
Ooh,
beware.
scary.
Yeah, that is a little scary. Do you want to unblock here?
No, I would just play low probably,
Okay.
diamond.
Yeah. Thankfully. Okay. So no reason to just not get after the spades here. Let's see how. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's brutal.
And the
That
person.
is
Yeah.
brutal.
So we think that if we do give up a trick on the spades, the East is going to get in, simply pump back a club here.
Yeah, so now we kind of have a simple plan. We just want to play the king and diamonds, pitching a club, and then stay away from the trumps. Let them take their rough, and then we're gonna take the rest of the tricks.
Yep. Okay.
Well,
So
I would cash the ooh, ooh, okay. I would cash the king of diamonds first before I do anything else. Yeah.
yeah, there we go. And now, do you want to just go about hearts here?
Well, the problem is I wouldn't have played the second trump. We left ourselves with a problem now. So my idea would have been just sell a club to them. Because
Hmm.
here there's a problem, but it doesn't necessarily work anymore. Because my idea is that if we didn't play that other trump, now we can play the diamond and give them a club. Here, if we give them a club, uh, they can potentially play club and that and another club, and we're not able to. We're not, now all our entries are messed up. So now we cannot necessarily do this anymore.
Okay.
Um, because so now I think
I'm just trying to
our
make it harder
best
for you. I know we touted all your
yeah.
records here in your championships.
So let's think about what West shape is. So um, we know he has presumably at least six clubs. Um, our right hand opponent didn't raise clubs, so they might even have seven. They have no spades, and I mean it looks like they might have four diamonds, but we don't know for sure. So I think that our only chance here is to play another heart and hope that still has another heart. If we play another heart and they rough, we're just losing another trick, and then we can, we sort of screwed this one up. But if they have two hearts, then we survived here.
All right.
Oh wait, not necessarily. Oh, we're still not necessarily okay. Um, yeah, I think we're in really bad shape here. I guess we need to just play hard and hard, but I think we're in really bad shape here.
So let's say let's play a heart. All right, they followed. And so now, can we keep going after hearts here?
So you see, this was the problem. Playing the second trump was bad, but we didn't unblock the trump and the dummy, which was very bad because now you see what can happen if we play a second hard. They can play a club and then another club, tapping us in the dummy, and we're gonna give them another hard trick. So I don't really see any road here that isn't down two unless one of two things. First of all, if the East hand has the ace of clubs, we're going to be okay. Second of all, a missed defense. So I would say our best chance is to hope for a missed defense here. Um, let's see how we can do that. So one way we could do that is we could rough a club in the dummy and lead up a heart and hope that the East hand
Yeah.
doesn't rough. That is a decent chance. Our other chance our other chance is to play a club right now also and to hope that they don't play another club, but unlikely. So I would say we should probably do that, even though we're giving up on the right hand opponent having the ace of clubs.
Yeah, probably unlikely given the bidding, but you want to play a low club here?
Yeah. So wait a spade. And now we need them to not rough right now. Yes.
There we go.
Okay. So now what we can do, overtake with the queen of hearts,
Yeah.
rough a club and play a heart. Down one. So we ended up with the same result. We survived this one.
Putting you to the test.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at some others. Um, a lot of people in four hearts, one diamond, just bid three hearts. Don't know. That does forcing on that auction. Three hearts, three hearts, three hearts, three hearts. Then partner just kicks in the game. One person bid four hearts, and other people went down two in the four spades. So actually, we did better than other people in four spades. But 32, we can come back from that. And now,
Yeah. That's no problem. I think it's a little bit of bad luck. Obviously, it would have been better to get to four hearts, but I mean, I could have suggested bidding four hearts because people have the tendency when they double to be longer in hearts than in spades. So we could have bid four hearts, but I did like that the spades were better. So I think that was a little bit unlucky that the spades went 5-0, but certainly could have done something else there.
yeah. Okay, so this hand, a 5-4 in the majors, although it's not spades at the five carded suit, it's hearts. You still want to open a heart. And also, if you're thinking about a reverse, is this good enough for a reverse? What's kind of going through your mind?
Yeah, this is a tough one. When I'm teaching, a rule that I give is when you have a five card major and another four card suit, that hand is not meant to open a no trump. If you have a four card major and a five card minor, that's completely acceptable, and that would be my default. So with this hand, you asked a great question. If we open a heart and partner bids a no trump, we really don't have a nice bid here. We do have 16 points, but it's not really a great 16 points, and we're not going to be so well placed. And even by the way, if we open a heart and partner bids a spade, we're also not in such a great spot. So basically, I would probably open a no trump just because it's kind of right in the middle of the range. I have 16 points and I have queen doubleton and 10 doubleton. So I'm sort of right in the perfect range there. So for that reason, I like it.
Okay, so open a one no trump here. And let's see what we get. We get a stamen bid. We like that. How do you play? This actually came up yesterday with Radu. Do you just bid kind of normal stamen here, or do you do anything funky after your opponents make a lead directing double? Or yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, yeah. People do all types of things here. A lot of people play a special system to where if one side has the stopper protected, I think last hand was a perfect example of that. We had our king of clubs protected to where they can play it. With the robots, they don't play any of that, so that's not really going to be an option. And of course, it's less important if our partner has the king of clubs. We have the queen anyways. So um, I would just bid two hearts here and not overcomplicate it.
well, we like that.
Four hearts, perfect.
And here we go. Dummy puts down. Wow. Let's see, avoiding clubs. They've led diamonds. We got that jack of spades, which is a nice card. So it looks like off the top we'll lose a diamond. We can rough a couple clubs and eight ever nine ever for the hearts potentially. If they break 2-2, we have two club roughs, and looks like a relatively easy path here. Is there anything that you're kind of worried about?
Yeah, it's a good question. So yeah, I mean, the first thing I would be thinking is how to play the hearts. You said eight ever, nine never. In this situation, something a little bit weird is happening because it looks like the West hand they've decided to lead a diamond. So we have to think why would they lead a diamond instead of leading the suit their partner doubled for?
For sure.
A very often reason they might do that is if they're leading a singleton. And so let's say we put East on five or six clubs and four diamonds, or let's say maybe even six clubs. They have 11 between the two of them. Then that's instantly going to make finessing the West hand for the heart a little bit better of a play. So what we'd like to figure out here is what is the diamond situation. So what we could do is we could start by playing ace of diamonds and a diamond to get some information on how the diamonds are divided before making any decision there.
Yeah, you're not going to really be able to get rid of that diamond loser. You're going to have it regardless, right?
We're always going to have it.
Yeah.
The risk is of doing that is if, let's say, they did lead a singleton, they might be able to win and play a diamond, and we have to make our guess right away.
Yeah.
I would say if they do that, I'm sort of comfortable roughing with the ace and finessing west for the heart. But that is sort of the risk we have to live
Yeah,
with.
I like it. I think it's reasonable. So let's go ahead and win the ace here and give up a diamond, get a little bit more information, and we'll see. East produces.
And it looks like we're right. Yep.
And they shift to a spade. I guess they're worried about
That's
setting up.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very interesting. So now we have to take in this new information. And it's another thing that when our audience was playing at the table, this means a lot more than when you're playing against the robots. If you're playing at the table and one of your opponents does this, I wouldn't think of it as a guess. I would feel like I know, okay, the East opponent has a singleton spade. It's still a big consideration with the robot, but we can't be as sure. We can't be as sure. Another possibility is that they're looking at the Queen of Hearts themselves, and so they feel like there's no point to play another diamond because there's not anything to promote for partner. So it's not clear what we should make of this, but I'm certainly very tempted to not take this hard finesse anymore. What do you think?
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, we started with six diamonds. Excuse me, six diamonds in the dummy two here. So we know East has four. And based on the bidding, let's just put them with six clubs, like you mentioned. So it totally makes sense for this to be a singleton. I feel like if we win the ace, play the ace of hearts, and plan on finessing West for the heart, I think that makes the most sense. At least we know we're still going to have the ability to enter back to our hand and rough those two clubs with the spades.
Right. The one thing I would say is my plan is not going to be to rough any clubs. We can set up the diamonds, and those will be
Easier.
that's the hand we're going to set up here. Yeah.
Okay. So either would be an option. Do you want to just win the ace and go after hearts?
Yep. Let's check it out.
Okay.
Wait, the four,
All
Queen
right.
of Hearts.
Good.
Okay, so now all we have to do draw two more rounds of trumps, and then we can take the roughing diamond finesse.
All right. There we go. And the 10 was already in our hands, so we'll just play
Yeah.
this.
So we're all good.
Okay.
So now we can play this last diamond, and then we can make a claim.
Excellent. Okay. All that work for a 50%. And looking at the results, some other tables, some people are in six. You open a heart, it makes you get a splinter bid from your partner. Makes it a little bit easier. So everyone that was in six just opened a heart, and the people who were all in four hearts, well, some people just signed off in four hearts, which is a little strange. But I can see both sides. Looks like we were the only ones that opened up one no trump here.
I would say, yeah, again, a one heart opening was reasonable. There's a real argument, though, in this situation, that the North hand might have reevaluated their hand. They only had 9 points, but now that they came in and doubled two clubs, they might at least consider giving us a four club bid. It's aggressive, but the point is that if we need cooperation, okay, they're ready to sign off. But if my hand can go ahead and drive to slam, they're probably going to be happy to make it to a slam. Of course, here we didn't really want to be in slam. I mean, we needed to pick up the hearts and no more disaster. So it was about 50% contract. So no big deal either way.
Yeah, and just quickly, so our original plan was rough in the clubs, and we kind of switched based on the way that play went. How often does that happen when you have an original plan, trick one, and then you kind of switch it up midway through?
Well, that definitely changes a lot. I will say, from my perspective, the plan was never to rough the clubs because I could see the six card diamond suit and dummy. We were only missing two of them. So I felt like the plan was always to rough the diamonds. But absolutely, to your question, your plan changes all the time. And, that's an important skill. It's really important to have thoughts about what you think is happening, but you also need to be willing to take in the new information at every trick and kind of change your mind.
Excellent. All right, so two hearts on our left. Our partner makes a takeout double, and we have an opening hand, which is a no surprise given that this is the best hand tournament. Don't have four spades, that would be nice, but have very nice heart stoppers here.
Yeah, yeah. So I would say we have two great options here. So the first option, which would be your normal option, would be to bid three no trump. The other option, which is a little bit more spicy, is to float the double and to see if we can. Most likely, our goal is to take it 800 because we have such a good hand. It kind of we rate to make 3-0 certainly. So I think either one is okay. Since we only have a 50% game here, maybe we should go for the spicy option and try to ramp it up.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Let's just go ahead and float it and see what partner leads. Okay.
Oh,
Wow.
that is a strong dummy.
Very much
But
so.
it's not necessarily so bad as it seems. Yes, it's a very strong dummy. That's not nice for two hearts doubled, but the nice thing is that it makes it significantly more likely that we were not making 3-0 Trump. So um okay, so let's kind of this is always a good thing to start with when we see the dummy. Let's start by counting the points. So we've got 14 points and the dummy has 8. So there's about 22 points missing. Let's give our partner kind of a minimum takeout double, 12 or 13 points. That's gonna give the declare about 5 points.
So we're gonna
So
put the king of hearts there. I mean, they did open two hearts red, so let's give 4 points with king jack hearts. Maybe another.
yeah,
They don't have the jack of
it
spades.
looks
Looks
like
like.
they yeah, it looks like they've got the king jack of hearts, and I don't know. I mean, it's a little bit unusual, right? Our partner, they led the queen of spades. So based on the points, we might put them on even the ace king queen of clubs, but it seems like that's a little bit unlikely. So my thinking is that maybe the most likely is that that our partner has only the ace king of clubs and declare has the queen. So let's count, make sure that makes sense. That puts West with 6, 14, 8, and partner with 12 points. So that's completely logical. So that's my picture of what the hand is right now.
And so six hearts with West. You think they're gonna have one spade here to for this partner probably has four spades.
Yeah, but very likely. Whenever partner is doubled with a minimum hand, especially playing with the robots, we can consider it more likely that they have a classic bid. So I would think that's what they have. Either way, it looks like we're going to start off and play low on the spade and see what Declare wants to do.
No reason to
Play
rush
another
king here.
spade. Yeah, no good reason. I agree. I would play low.
Expect that to be roughed. Okay, this is where count would be helpful, right?
Yeah, yeah, we have a difficult decision here. So we have to consider. Uh, do we think that it's more likely our partner has three diamonds or four diamonds? And there's really no easy answer, but here's my inclination. My thinking is that if the West robot had a singleton diamond and he can see, look, there's no entry in the dummy. He can see there's no dummy entry. He would be far less likely to play a diamond to the jack. So I'm willing to look stupid, but I'm inclined to duck this one.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you. All right, going after
Oh,
clubs.
and by the way, yeah, let's play low. But I just realized we completely missed an inference why we know this is the right play. So that we can go back and count the shape. Of course, we don't know for sure, but for the declare to have a singleton diamond, it means they have to be either 7-4 or 6-5. So much more likely the declare is 6-4 or than 7-4.
Yeah, for sure. Well, there's 300
Okay.
points outside of hearts, so
Alrighty. So all we can really do here is, well, we can start by playing the Ace of Hearts. And let's see here. So yeah, looks like it's going to be good to play another heart. What I'm concerned about is getting end played.
yeah.
So if we play a low heart, we can see the declare is going to be able to win with the 8 and dummy. And so if we let them win with the 8 and dummy, they can do something very mean to us. They can play another spade roughing, and then they can play a diamond to the 10 and to the ace. And unless our partner has all the clubs, we're not gonna have we're not gonna have any answer for that. So let's see if there's something better we can do. Let's see. Let's see. So, what if we start by cashing the jack of clubs or cashing the king of spades and then playing a heart?
Just kind of getting it out of your
It
hand. Yeah.
Yes. Is that going to work? Well, it doesn't look like it. It looks like, from my perspective, it looks like we might be getting end play no matter what we do here. I'm definitely a little bit concerned. So, yeah, no easy answer here.
So
Let's keep thinking.
if
This
we
is a
play
tough one.
if we play a low heart, they win the eight and dummy. They play a spade. We play the king. They rough. They'll be able to get back to dummy once with the 10. Or if we play the ace, they'll be able to get to dummy, assuming they have three diamonds one more time, and then they'll play another spade. But partner has the jack. So how are they going to get back to dummy in that situation?
So that they're not going to get back to dummy, but we're going to be left to play. So they're going to if we play a heart, they're going to win the eight, play a spade, roughing it, and then play a diamond to the 10. So let's see here. What if we play a spade ourselves? So let's think about the exact hearts the declare started with. Okay, this is a beautiful play. So what we can do here, we can play the king of spades, and let's think about the declare's exact hearts. They started with king, jack, 10, 9, and two small ones. That's their six hearts. They roughed with the small one, and now they played the nine. So what's going to happen is when we play another spade, we're we're going to force them into either roughing with another big heart, or force them into roughing with the low one, and they get stuck in their hand.
Interesting.
Of course, the problem we can see here is they can still keep on end playing us. So basically, we're in bad shape no matter what. That's the summary here. Um, okay, here's my inclination. So I think that what we can do is just surrender our heart trick. I think what we can do here, we can cash the jack of clubs, cash the ace of diamonds, and then play the queen of hearts. And we give them all the hearts. Our total tricks, we're going to take one heart, four clubs, and one diamond, assuming our partner has at least the nine of clubs. I think that's our best option.
Okay, so play the jack of clubs, play the ace of diamonds, and then play the queen of hearts.
Yeah.
Basically, trying like hell to avoid the end play as much as you can.
Yeah.
All right.
I guess the other thing we can do is after cashing the ace of diamonds, we can even play. It doesn't make a difference whether we play the king of spades or we play a heart because we can over up dummy anyways. I don't think declare will screw it up, so it probably doesn't matter. But either way, we should be okay. So king of spades is also okay here. We don't necessarily need to play the queen of hearts. King of spades is
Let's
okay.
play the king of spades. So they rough low.
And so now, yeah, we can just over rough and play another heart. Yeah, and our partner's gonna take the last club. All right, down one.
Well, let's see how we did, or how we would have done. Here we go. Hundo.
That's a top. Boom.
Everyone in three, no Trump. Everyone just bid it directly. Oh, I guess people might not have known it's Lebansaw there, but a lot of people are just blasting. And exactly what you thought, Finn. When the dummy came down, it was initially like, oh my gosh, that is an amazing dummy. And then you kind of think about it in a different perspective and realize that we might actually be in a decent contract, even though it's only down one. But it is a plus score. We're the only people to get a plus, and we needed
Yeah,
that.
three people let it make also.
Yeah, excellent.
We had to defend carefully there to beat it. We had to duck the diamond and then make sure we don't get end played.
Well, you wanted aces on an earlier hand. Here you go. Six card spade suit and 19 high card points. But I think you and I would both agree that this is much better than the high card points suggest. What are you thinking about here? Partner is a passed hand.
Yeah. Um, yeah, usually I wouldn't open two clubs with six spades and 19 points. Um, I don't feel so badly about it here because my hand is so prime. The other thing I don't like is I like to have a good suit when I bid two clubs and then two spades.
Yeah.
But I do feel like if I open this hand one spade, a lot of the time, this is something I think a lot of people don't know. But if you open a spade, it goes one no trump, and you bid three no trump. It shows about 18 or 19, or it shows about 18 to 20 with six spades in a semi-balanced hand. But this hand, it's a little bit too prime and a little bit too good. So I think I actually would open this hand two clubs.
Okay, I like it. And this is, I believe, just a waiting bid. And now we can just bid two spades here since we're in a forcing auction. And we'll see what we respond with. And this is cheaper minor here. So minimum, basically partner is trying to show you kind of a busted hand. If we bid three spades here, it should be passable. But if you look at kind of the losers, I mean, we have three outside losers besides the spades. We kind of need one trick for partner to cover us, right? Maybe a few spades.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, an obvious bingo card. When they bid cheaper minor, they're generally saying they've got less than an ace or a king. So, the hand that would be called for four, or at least in okay shape, would be queen of clubs and queen of spades. But it's worth mentioning, partner is still allowed to bid four spades. So that did kind of put us in an easier spot here. After we already opened two clubs, our hand is about as bad as can be.
Right.
So we have a pretty straightforward three spade bid here.
Yep. There we
And our
go.
partner still can go to game, so that should be no problem.
I like it. All right, let's see what partner has for us. They do have the queen of spades, although it is singleton, but they do have the king of hearts there. So decent amount of help. And when I'm looking at this, my eyes immediately go to the club suit. And we do have a slow loser there, and diamonds, multiple different ways to maybe get rid of that. What are you kind of thinking right off the bat here?
Yeah, so my thinking is we have two problems on the hand, right? So we have everything in hearts, everything in clubs, and our two problems are we'd like to get rid of our diamond loser, and we'd like to lose as few spade tricks as possible. So um, basically, we potentially will give up on one of the two of them if we on depending on the line we take. So my first line that occurred to me is to play ace of diamonds, rough a diamond, and then to play ace of spades and a spade.
Hmm.
And that way, our only losers will be in the spade suit. I think that's an okay plan. I don't mind that plan, but we're never going to make more than five. We're going to usually make five, assuming we only lose two spade tricks. If we're unlucky in spades, we're going to lose three spade tricks, and then we're only going to make four. Um, and our other line is by winning the heart and dummy right now and playing the queen of spades, which looks like a Chinese finesse, or taking a finesse with no real gain. But if the king of spades is on side in most variations, we have a pretty good shot at losing only one spade trick.
Hmm.
Um, and then we'll have the club suit to pitch our diamond. So I,
That,
I would guess yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, that's the one that stood out to me. It seems like I want to try to take advantage of that queen of spades if we can to draw out the king, given the fact that we have the 10-9 and the 7 rather than roughing, since we potentially have it's a slow loser, importantly, so we'll be able to win the ace of diamonds and maybe have some time. But they might be able to maybe knock that out, Finn, and we'd be stuck with a diamond loser. Is that a worry of yours?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Basically, the issue here is that, yeah, I mean, in percentages, I have a feeling the ace of diamonds and a diamond line is slightly better, but it's very close. And because it's very close, if there is some, no matter how small it is, if there is some chance they don't play diamonds right away, it instantly makes running the queen of spades a better play.
Yeah.
It makes it much better. So I'm tempted to win the king and play the queen of spades. Again, let's go for another top here. Let's ramp this game up.
All right, let's do it. Queen. All right, play low.
Small. Come on, no diamond, no diamond. Ooh, okay. That's not what we wanted.
Yeah,
But we knew this might happen, so now the bingo would be if the Doubleton Jack of Spades is
yeah.
falling.
Let's
That would
just.
be sweet. Otherwise, we're gonna have to just give up a spade and lose two more tricks. So
Yeah.
ten of spades.
All right,
That's a
so
bad deal.
they'll take the. Oh my gosh.
Oh, boomba!
All right,
All
so
right.
we'll go ahead and
So we
claim
don't
this.
have a claim because
Oh,
we
that's right.
need them to fall to the first round of club.
Yeah. Okay.
Just that's always a good idea. If you're not 100% sure about the trumps, always go ahead and draw an extra round.
Yeah.
And so now we can go ahead and cash ace of clubs, and assuming that our West opponent has one, we can claim.
Yeah. There we go.
Alrighty. So that was sort of illustrating my exact point. We took a line that was technically failing with what we did, but it still worked because there's always an error aspect. Your opponents, they're not going to defend perfectly. It just doesn't happen.
And that's something it's easy to forget that when you're at the table and trying to think of lots of different things, but putting your opponents in difficult situations, like I think you talked about board one, where you go back to your hand and then play up, just let them make mistakes, and oftentimes they will. So, all right, we picked up a 13 count, relatively boring hand compared to what we've had so far. So we'll just open up a spade here. And partner
Yep.
bids three spades, which I believe is a limit raise or better. So they did not game for us. So we have 13, relatively flattish hand. I'm inclined to pass this. So you thinking about going to game here for any reason?
So I feel quite differently. So
Really?
for me, the way I look at it, when I have 13 points, uh, I generally see it as okay, I'm probably going to go to game, but I'm not sure. I see that right on the line. And so looking at this 13 points, this is kind of a beautiful 13 points. I've got lots of good spot cards. Again, two aces. My honor cards are together. And I would say one weakness of the hand is that my trumps are weak. But when we have a nine card fit, the strength of ace fifth of trumps has significantly gone up. And I also like that it's from my side. I've got good cards that they might lead into in clubs and hearts. So my thinking is not whether to pass or to bid four spades. My only thinking is there some value in suggesting three no trump? And I would say probably not. I would just make a normal four spade bid, but it's always worth considering
Yeah.
offering three no trump.
I don't play this kind of version of it, but this does promise four spades. It looks like that changes things. So just bid four spades here. Fine with you?
Yep. Hmm.
Beautiful spades over there. And the queen of diamonds is led. So we got some work to do here. Lots of different finesses to take. Although the spades, it does look to be our easiest suit, but still some work. So what are you thinking about attacking first here? Maybe after drawing trump or trying to keep some entries?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, basically, first of all, Ben definitely gets a point. He was right on this one. I would much rather be in three spades right now, but we have a chance. The easy kind of route to making this contract is if the ace of clubs is on side and the king of hearts is on side, and that's the main thing. I mean, we don't really have so much else to do. Of course, it would be very nice if they would stop playing diamonds. We don't want them to keep playing diamonds. So the way we should start this hand is by ducking a trick one. Again, error aspect, they might not play another diamond. And then second of all, there's a chance that they have, the diamonds are 5-2 and they won't be able to play another diamond, even if the heart finesse is offside.
Yeah, and West is the safe opponent. They can lead either hearts or clubs. We don't really have a problem with that. So let's go ahead and play low.
And I would play the nine, just kind of make it look like I'm short in diamonds, maybe make them want to shift.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Okay,
We'll
they
try
play
another.
another diamond. All right, so I would go ahead win the ace. Why not? Play the 10. All right, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's not a big difference. Yeah, so playing the high trump is completely fine. Um, we do have to be a little bit careful of our entries. We want to
Yeah.
make sure we keep entries to do everything. So now I would just go ahead and take the heart finesse.
Yeah, you want to start believing the jack here or just low?
Yeah, I would start by leading the jack.
Okay. All right.
Yep. Not nice, not nice.
All right.
Alrighty.
So
So
now it's
now
just
all there is to do, draw the trump sending in dummy and lead a club up for down one. Yeah. And it's most likely onside. Yep, there we go.
all right. Looks like a lot of other people probably stopped in three, although one person did manage to make it. Let's see what they did. They got the queen, they won the ace. They immediately tried the heart finesse. They continued hearts.
And that was all it
Interesting. Yeah,
was.
that's all it was.
Yeah. Well, that's another, it seems like whatever the robot signaling was, the spot card was not readable. Yeah, this is kind of a dirty situation. So you see, because we have 10 third, the robot is worried, what if we have king 10 third and they can't lead another one in? And so because the robot, they play standard carding, they had 5 4 3. The robot was not able to read the spot, and they were concerned. They're concerned. So this is a good spot to play the two and make the spot card look lower.
Interesting.
Because we ducked it, it didn't matter for us. But if you're going to win the ace, it's good to play the two, and then whatever spot they play, it looks lower instead of higher.
Yep. All right, some of those go against us. So we are at 60%, two boards to go, and pick up a balance 15 count, it looks like. Although we have an easy ribbit if we open up a spade here. Any kind of one no trump stars in your eyes, or just want to go standard here?
No, let's just go a spade. Yeah, this is not the right hand for it. Um, I never say never to anything, but this hand is, there's I would almost never open five spades and four diamonds with the no trump.
Okay, so partner, we have seen this. This is just a negative double, so four plus hearts. Do you just want to continue bidding naturally here?
Yeah, yeah. This hand is we have extras, but our hand is not good enough for three diamonds. I would say, it's not that far off. If we had maybe 15 points with some more shape or 16 or 17 points, we could start considering it. But this hand is kind of a perfect two diamond bid.
Yep. All right,
Three
and then
clubs.
three clubs. Interesting. So forcing a 3 so game forcing bid there. Trying to learn a little bit more about us. We don't have really any kind of hard fit for partner. Don't really have a club stopper. Kind of a
Yeah.
tough situation
Um,
there.
my instinct is to just bid three no trump. It's not perfect, but my hand doesn't look so great for any other contract. If we're going to game and we're off two club tricks, that's not a very good start. And there's a lot of holdings. My queen in a club is good. Partner could have ace and one. They could have king third. They could have jack third. And if they have, the ace or the king, I want it to be played from my side. So I would probably just go ahead and risk three no trump.
Yeah, I think so too. I like it. Okay.
No club leash. Phew.
Yeah. So it looks like if we can kind of figure out the spades here, that's five spades, two hearts, and then we're going to be able to looks like make this contract without the club lead, and we have some entries. So now my mind kind of goes to making sure we get those spades and potentially trying to find the queen of diamonds. So what do you want to do here, Finn? Where do you want to attack first?
Yeah, yeah. I would say this is sort of another spot I would want to start by running my spades. A lot of the times this is a free spot. They lead a suit where if you can't afford to lose the finesse, but you would like to be able to take the finesse. So here we do have a free finesse in hearts. Probably it's worth taking.
If
There
you,
is always some value. What's that?
yeah, and you count our points too, right? We have 28, and if we just review the bidding here, West did overcall two clubs red. So let's say we play the jack and East produces the queen of hearts. We kind of know where the queen of diamonds is.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, so I like the Jack of Hearts play. Yeah, sort of see what happens. Looks worthwhile,
Yep. Okay. Okay.
and that's offside.
Yep.
So now let's unblock the spades and see if we're getting bad news there or if the
Yeah.
spades are breaking okay for us.
All right. There we
And
go.
those are okay. So now all we can really do is play a diamond to the king and keep running our spades. Oh, well, yeah.
I guess
One
you
thing I
you
was
want to play the
thinking,
10.
yeah,
Yeah.
just play the 10. It doesn't work against human opponents so well, but especially against the robot, it's always kind of worth leading an honor just in case.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Okay.
that made that a little bit easier. And I'm just going to take.
So, yeah, so now I would actually start. We have one safe hard pitch, so let's do that.
So West started with
Keep
singleton,
going.
three spades. I think maybe six clubs.
Yeah, it looks like they have
No,
six clubs, four
four
spades,
spades.
and two hearts.
There's a heart pitch.
Yeah.
There's a club.
So now we can actually go ahead and pitch a diamond also.
Okay.
Can't hurt anything.
Yep.
Now we can start running our diamonds, play a diamond to the ace. Ooh, tricky, tricky.
Yeah.
They jammed that queen of diamonds in our face.
Yeah. Robots are getting more advanced with AI. I think they threw Anthropic at this. So one pitch a club
All right,
here.
so it looks like we don't have anything else to here. We're just gonna take our heart and run away. Well, that was a nice lead by the robot, not to lead their ace king jack six of
Yeah,
clubs.
I like that.
Ace king jack fifth,
85.7.
yeah. Boom.
Yep, nothing too crazy. But look, I mean, even if partner had Jack third, as you mentioned, we'd be okay if they led clubs. We'd have at least one stopper. Didn't have it, but yeah, got
They didn't lead
fortunate with
it.
the lead.
Yeah.
All right, last board. We are in second, third place for tied. Let's try to make it a nice board here, and we pick up 14 count with a nice 7 card club suit. Partner passed. East open to heart.
Yeah. So here we don't, our hand is way too strong to make any preemptive bid. We don't exactly know our direction, and our hand is not quite good enough to double and bid. We'd sort of need maybe an extra king or yeah. So this is sort of just a down the middle two club bid.
Yep. Okay.
We have a maximum, absolutely.
All right. Defending three diamonds doesn't really feel good. I also don't want to go to the
No, it
floor
doesn't.
level with, I don't know, do have decent clubs. Partner's been pretty silent. Also, partner
Yeah. Well, we
doesn't,
don't we don't need very much from partner.
yeah,
We have, if partner has 2 points, the queen of clubs and out, then they're gonna make their three diamonds and we're only down one in four clubs. And so we really only need one card to have decent play here. So I'd want to make a bid. The real question here is what bid should I make? Should I bid four clubs or should I double and keep other options in the game? For example, them passing three diamonds or bidding three spades. In this situation, I'm more inclined towards four clubs because I need them. I have such strong clubs, and I really need them to have five spades for spades to even maybe be the better contract.
yeah.
But
And
I'll let you pick, Ben. I think it's pretty close either way. What do you think?
I was thinking clubs, although double, I only have three spades, but they are pretty nice spades. So I think you could get away with it, like you mentioned. But I was kind of leading four clubs here.
Let's do it.
And
Four hearts.
my,
That's an unusual auction, but again, we can. This is one thing, in a lot of situations in bridge, people are like, "Oh my God, my hand is so good, I've got to keep bidding," or "Look, I've got all this offense." And maybe that's true, but the more important thing is what's my relative hand strength, and my relative hand strength, considering what I've already done, I have actually quite a bit of defense and lower offense than I've already suggested by bidding four clubs. So we have a
yeah.
pretty straightforward pass here.
Yeah. Okay. And now we're going to be on lead, and the robots do lead king from ace king, so that's an option. Our singleton diamond is an option, although they bid that suit. Although and then spades have a nice sequence there. I'm inclined to lead the king of clubs here. If you think so, would you do something else?
Yeah, I think so. A lot of the times it's okay to lead your singleton instead of your ace king, but here we have such a good hand. We're so unlikely to catch partner with the cards necessary for a diamond rough. We might pick up our partner's diamond holding, and we might need to get the spades going anyway. So I would absolutely lead the ace of clubs and plan on shifting to the king of spades, but we'll see the dummy.
Yeah. Okay. And that's a pretty high card over there from partner.
Yeah. Well, we could certainly still shift to the king of spades. The concern is that it's completely plausible that the declarer has the ace queen of diamonds and the ace queen of hearts.
Yeah.
And then if we don't take our club right now, we're not going to get it. So I would probably play the ace of clubs just in case it's running away from us.
Yeah. I would too. So that's 10. It looks like partner's going to discard. Okay. So
Okay.
declare still is
Yeah.
one more club here, although it doesn't look like an over rough is going to be possible. Just kind of guessing
Yeah,
here.
but there is certainly a plausible promotion. Let's give our partner, for example, 10 fourth of hearts. We need to play another club to promote their heart trick. On the flip side, uh, well, it looks like it'll be okay. I was considering on the flip side, it's a little bit worrisome if partner has queen fourth of hearts. Then now they're gonna rough, and we're not gonna be able to get our spade going before they do everything. But I think we might have trouble with that anyways, because what I'm thinking is if they have queen fourth of hearts and we play a spade, they can play two hearts, diamond to the ace, cash the ace of hearts, and then run their diamonds. Partner has to follow to all the diamonds. So I think it's best to play a third round of clubs.
Okay. Let's do it, and we'll soon discover what partner's heart holding is. All right. So we'll play a heart here and a diamond. Partner put a low diamond there, drawing our last trump. All right. Just pitch a club.
Oh, and we were
Yeah.
right. Our partner, they did in fact have 10 fourth of hearts. So that was important. Uh, it looks like our partner has the queen of diamonds also.
Yeah, it
So
does.
we might have been sort of okay. And
Oh,
they queen doubleton. So
yeah.
we did need to do that. That was important.
Excellent.
The only Yeah, it looks like it's plausible we might have had a prof. Oh, did our partner pitch a diamond?
Let's go back and look. Let's see what our result is. We got a
Oh yeah,
72.
yeah, they pitched a diamond on the last one.
Yeah, so they made it easy. Just barely missed first. Oh,
Oh,
it's annoying.
sorry, partner.
64.73. Congratulations to Sfer. Very well done. If we go back, oh, you just logged into BBO. So you can see here, if we play the hand out, pitch a spade the first time. Yeah, when we played that club, hoping for a promotion on the hearts, 10 fourth, you were right, Finn. That worked, but they did pitch a diamond there, so it made it a little bit easier.
Yeah, that was not a nice play. Our partner thwarted all of our good plans.
Oh well, we
If our
will.
if our partner had just gotten that right, we would have won. They screwed the championship.
Well, you won enough. I really appreciate you spending some time with us today, Finn. That was a fun set of boards. Look forward to seeing you in St. Louis. You and I will be playing together the second weekend. So get ready for that. We'll end with a bang, and hope to do this again with you sometime soon.
Yeah, I had a great time. I especially enjoyed the board four. That was a nice play by us, and we got rewarded.
Oh yeah,
And yeah, maybe in St. Louis we can document some of our journey for
yep.
the YouTube channel.
Let's do it, Finn. All right. Thanks for the game.
Thank you. Bye
Please
bye.
like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.